So what's new about this approach?
So this approach is really about making the governance dimension more visible, like making the iceberg of governance visible. This is something, the kind of analysis that development practitioners were already making, but maybe not in an explicit way. And the idea of the tool that we have developed, which is called Analyzing and Addressing Governance in Sector Operation, is to try to put common language and common tool at the disposal of all staff in the delegation involved in the sector operation, but also available for other donors. So what is in this tool? First of all, the first aspect is analyzing the governance challenge, and for that it proposes to look at 4 different steps. The first step is to look at the context. What is the political context in which sector reform is taking place, and what are the external factors that are likely to influence the possibility to go further in a reform process. So looking at the context is a very critical aspect. The second aspect is to identify the actors, and the tool proposes a series of actors that needs to be looked at, not only from the public sphere but also from the private sphere. And it's very important to look and to understand what are the interests and what are the incentives for those actors to accompany or block a reform process. Then the third step is really to look at the governance accountability relation between those different actors, formal and informal type of relationship, to better understand again the governance challenge that are and accountability challenge that are present in the sector. And on the basis of those 3 steps, to have a 4th step, which is to stand back and say, is the sector ready for the reform or not?
What are the main challenges ahead?
So the key challenge is really to improve the analytical tool that we have developed and to show that it does added value, and also to try to, at the end of the day, make our assistance more effective. The problem and the challenge linked with that is that doing that requires more time, more analytical work, and sometimes this is clashing with the fact that both the EC and the government do want to commit as soon as possible financial resource. So there is the issue of time. The other aspect which may raise a challenge is that this approach requires to work and support actors that are different, such as research institutes or civil society organization, professional organization, and those actors are more difficult to support due to or sometimes procedures that do not fit very well with the requirements there. But there is good news also. The first good news is that, in fact, the work has already started in the sectors. Our colleagues are really engaged in trying to looking at the governance issue. I will just give you one example, which is our colleague in the transport sector, where, for instance, there's been a specific work that has been launched on the issue of overloaded trucks that really are destroying roads and raise an enormous challenge for maintenance and for the treasury to be able to maintain the road in a good condition. So that's a really typical governance issue that needs to address in a road sector reform. But we have also other colleagues working in the field of trade facilitation, governance in the customs, which are also very important, and colleagues working in the water, in the health and education sectors, where governance are an immediate bear on the quality of service delivery and therefore a bear on the achievement of the Millennium Development Goals.